Hello and welcome to SolaceVision. I'm Jimmy and this is the 7th video in my animation reaction series. Today we are looking at BB's Lost Sign. Now these next few animations are my absolute favourites. This is the era of my career which I look back on with absolute pride. This is where I truly refined my craft and became more inspired to make better animations, and I found the secret to making great FNAF animations, and it all begins with this one. So I'm going to get right into this. I'm looking forward to this one. This is a favourite of mine. Let's begin. BB's Lost Sign. SolaceVision presents. I like the intro screen here. It's very, very dark. This the start of the animation takes place like in pitch black darkness. It's like midnight. BB's Lost Sign. There's Toy Freddy sleeping on the stage. There's the puppet sleeping in his box. You can't really see it, but he's inside his box. It's very hard to see. There's Mangle sleeping with a plush of herself. There's the with an animatronic sleeping. I had a lot more characters in this animation compared to before. Last animation had like only 4. This is the most I've ever used like in one animation, I think. Probably. I'm not sure. And there's Toy Bonnie and Toy Chica. Oh yeah, I think there was a Balloon Boy there, but you couldn't see it because this is very, very dark. My lighting still wasn't that good, but it is supposed to be nighttime, so I can forgive it. It's like, all right, now this part, what did I say? A little party of our own. Don't worry, guys. They're not doing anything too risque. They're just making out. I like how she takes her beak off because kissing with the beak might be a bit difficult. They're just making out, guys. They're not going to go any further than that. And then interrupted. Do you mind? Don't even think about getting fresh next to my box. Sassy puppet. I forgot about that. That's actually kind of funny. Morning already. There's Balloon Boy waking up and oh no. What? My sign is gone. His sign is gone. And that's Balloon Boy's scream that I made myself. It's like the FNAF Run scream, but it's like stretched out and high pitched. It's kind of cute actually. My sign is gone. What the blaze is going on? There's a Toy Freddy. They're like okay, it's a bit of a reaction there. When did you last have it? Yeah, you can see here the dialogue is a lot better. The last animation, the dialogue was just embarrassing. It was way too dramatic. Here, it's a lot better. And no doubt they'd have found it and returned it to you. Yeah, exactly, because if he has lost his sign, then there's the Withers. And these are very, very old Withered models. Wow, okay. Very angry Balloon Boy there. Those, more with a big balloon. Yeah, okay. That was my attempt to sympathise with the Balloon Boy haters. I don't hate him, but I thought people might find that funny. And nowadays, that's probably one of the few lines I'd say hasn't really held up. The other restaurant, okay. Getting outside. Yeah, you don't want to see like a Balloon Boy running around because seeing an animatronic Balloon Boy running around outside in broad daylight is going to be kind of scary. And there's the puppet, like, ugh. You know, because the puppet wasn't really involved in the conversation there. And there's Balloon Boy back at the first restaurant. So I'm using 2 maps in this animation. I really did become much more inspired to do better things here. And there he is looking around. And this music is Groose's theme from Skyward Sword. It goes with everything. Any situation, this music really fits it. Looking in the piano, nope, not there. Looking in the office, and there's no night guard in there because night guards don't exist in this universe. This is crazy. No, not in the storage room. Where is it? Pirate Cove, yeah, it could be in there. What? Nothing there but a plushie. So close. And then, the head falls off. That's a throwback to my last thing. Yeah, I don't really want to think about animation, but yeah, that is kind of funny. It was like that when I got here. Man, the dialogue is a lot better here. This is so... Oh, there's Freddy and Bonnie playing chess again with Freddy falling asleep. This is a tie into my past animation chess game. Oh, there's Balloon Boy looking through the animatronic heads, and you can see the eyes moving. There's Gone Freddy. This is the first animation using him. Loads and loads of characters in this one. Like, all the animatronics are in this one from FNAF 1 and 2. Yeah, you can see the eyes and the like mouths in the background, the jaws moving. Like, it's supposed to be like there's Freddy moving. It's supposed to be like Easter egg. I forgot about that part. No, not in the toilets. No, you don't want to look there. There's Foxy. The humour here is awesome, and the dialogue and everything. This is so much better than my past animation. This is where I rediscovered the secret to making great animations. I really am proud of this one. Not in there. No, not in the... Yep. In the kitchen. There's Chica making pizza again. Another reference to the past animation, except this is better. Long and brown behind the oven. Yep, a bit of wood. Yep, it's got to be. You don't think you should? No. Pulling the oven down. Stop. 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 Uh-oh. Oh, this is brilliant. I love this. I love this. I'm genuinely enjoying this. It's just a stupid plank. Thanks nothing, bird brain. This is fantastic. I absolutely love this animation. This one, of all my animations that I've made, this one has really, really stood the test of time. I'll never find... Oh, what's that over there? The sign is underneath the table. Yep, there it is. He left it there the whole time because he... And there's the music from the chess game. The same music. There's Freddy waking up again. And there's the same moves again when Bonnie's about to make his move on the chessboard. This is an exact parallel to chess game. This is an exact parallel. This is happening at the exact same time. It's a complete tie-in, and I thought that would be a nice idea. And the reason why the table tips over is because Balloon Boy pulls it down to grab his... Yeah, it's almost exact like carbon copy here. I found my sign. Uh-oh. It ends exactly the same way as chess game as well. You've ruined my game, you little punk. Yeah, he's not happy about that. I mean, you're not even good at it anyway, so what's the point? I just want my sign. Yeah, I mean, he didn't do it maliciously. He was getting his sign, so you got to forgive him. Who am I kidding? Chess blows. Yeah, I mean, go find someone to play. Okay, that's a bit of a mean thing to say. Go find someone to play with. I thought they were friends. I'll have a game with you sometime. Yeah, that's very wholesome. Very, very wholesome. I love that ending. See you, Mr. Fazbear. And then, yep, take care. And then he flies away on his propeller. Hopefully no one sees him, because that would be kind of weird. I know it's not realistic. Balloon Boy can't fly in the game, but it's the end. Balloon Boy flying away at the end there is kind of adorable, but I think the ending was a bit rushed. Like, I didn't know how to end it. I just had Bonnie give up the chess game, then Balloon Boy leaves. That's it. But apart from that, this was exceptional. I absolutely adore this animation. This is brilliant. Unlike the last animation where it was too close to home and it was almost impossible to watch, this one was a joy from start to finish. I really do love this one, absolutely. So yeah, let's get into the thought process. Coming off the success of the last Slice animation, I decided to strike while the iron is hot and make another story animation, this time with an expanded scope with 2 maps. We've got both restaurants in the same animation, with every character, every animatronic from both games in the same animation. Of course, since FNAF 2 is a prequel, this restaurant should be closed by now, with this restaurant closed before the one in the first game opened. But I don't care about that. I like the idea of these 2 restaurants coexisting, with each with their own animatronics like living side by side. You know, it can work. This was my first time using 2 maps in the same video. You can't change the maps on the fly while animating, so what I had to do was animate the parts in the first restaurant, and then export that, then animate the stuff in the second restaurant, and then stitch them together. And yeah, I really did learn a lot of new techniques here. Now this map, just like the last one, is, well, I don't think it's gone from the workshop, but I loaded it up and a lot of textures were missing. I had them before, and then suddenly I think something in the map changed and the textures were all gone, so I can't use it again. And yeah, that's another reason why I stopped animating, because this great FNAF 2 map is just unusable now. Even though it's night time when the animatronics are supposed to be asleep, you know, robots can sleep, use your imagination. I do think it's still a bit too dark. I could have made it a bit brighter so you can see the characters better. Like, Balloon Boy's coming up here. I didn't even notice him when I watched this just now. Like, he's completely covered in darkness. I didn't even see him, but there he is. If you squint, you can see him. Even though I improved in a lot of areas, lighting still had quite a way to go. Like, it's really dark here, then here, it's a bit too bright. Like, I couldn't get the balance right with lighting. That is way too bright, like, in contrast to the rest of the restaurant. I think I already said this during my reaction earlier, but once again, the security guard doesn't exist in this universe, because obviously with them there, like, they wouldn't be able to do anything. There'd be no story. They'd just be chasing after them the whole time. And yeah, I had to get rid of them to make these stories happen. I was going to say this earlier, but I got sidetracked. Those withered animatronic models, let me just pause the animation real quick. These models here are very, very old. They're like the first withered models that ever made. They are very, very archaic, very outdated. No one uses them like anymore, but that's all we had at the time. And yeah, you can see how well they look. The proportions are completely wrong. The other models, you know, the toy models here and the classic models in the other restaurant, were a little bit newer, and they're also used much more extensively, so they have more longevity. So in comparison, they look much better. You'll notice there that Mangle isn't mangled here. She's completely one piece. There's 2 reasons for that. The first reason is that because there's no security guard here in this universe, the animatronics are able to put her back together every night. And the other reason is that animating with Mangle would be extremely hard because of all the limbs and all the like body parts are moving around like on the ceiling and the walls. It would be painful. I could not do that. That's way too difficult. It's quite hard to see. I do apologize, but the withered animatronics here, you may notice, are sleeping in the exact same positions as they are in FNAF 2. You've got Chica on the left wall there, you've got Bonnie in the back wall there, you've got Freddy in the middle, you've got Foxy standing in the place where he stands when he goes to your hall, then you send him away, then he goes there. And you've got Golden Freddy in the corner there. You don't see him in the parts and service in the game, but I had nowhere else to put him, so he's there. One thing I will say is that the dialogue here is so much better than in the last animation. There's still no voice acting. I didn't really want to get a voice actor. I didn't really have the time to recruit one, but the lines here are so much more natural. The way they talk to each other is so much more restrained as well. It's not too emotional. It's a lot better, and also the movements, the animations themselves are a lot smoother, and it just looks so natural. I really do like this one. One thing that's pretty important while animating is when you have a character that's not talking or doing anything, you want to make them do little subtle movements to make them look alive, otherwise they look like statues. I've seen many animations where they have characters who aren't talking, they're just standing there completely stock still, and you know, you don't want to do that. You want to have them all move to make them look alive, to make them look real. There are quite a few new characters in this animation, and in terms of personalities, like the wizards and the toys, they're quite similar to the classic counterparts. I didn't really want to like make them too different, otherwise people might get confused. Balloon Boy is easier though, because he's a kid. He's like quite immature, but he's also got a good heart. Oh yeah, the only real exception here is Toy Foxy, or Mangle here, because she's more feminine. She's still quite assertive, but she's more well behaved and level-headed. And there's Balloon Boy running out into the night. I didn't really think about the fact that people might see him on the way, but you know, use your imagination. That's what you do when you watch these things. Balloon Boy walk cycle, not perfect, but nothing ever is. Because the last animation was so dramatic in tone, this one is a lot more comedic in order to like counteract that. I had a little montage of him looking for the sign in different areas, and that's kind of humorous. And again, with the continuity, you got Foxy's plushie there with its head like falling off when he hits it. And although I don't really like the Last Us anymore, it's still interesting to see. And there's a chess game once again. I think this is the last time you ever see it, because Balloon Boy pulls the table down and then Bonnie gives up on the game. But it was a nice saga while it lasted. This is my first time ever using Golden Freddy in an animation. I didn't really know what to do with him, so I didn't really use him much in my animations. He's like an older, wiser Freddy character. But there he is. It's nice to see him when you do see him. I'm quite a big fan of sight gags. You can see there the cheeky head moving in the corner. It's kind of creepy, but I thought it'd be funny to like have the heads move on their own accord, like in the background. You see Freddy's eyes move there as well. I thought it'd be funny. It is a little disturbing though. And once again, you can really tell that I was trying to compensate for the last animation by having loads of humor here. You can see Balloon Boy looking at the toilet with Foxy in it, and he makes like a girlish scream. It's kind of rude. It's kind of a rude joke, but yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I even managed to incorporate some slapstick in here. You know, the way that Balloon Boy pulls the oven down and she gets crushed. It's also my way of getting back at Chica for all the cruel things she did in the last slice. So that was very satisfying to watch, and very, very funny. I love that. And here we go. Continuity. The coup de grace of the animation is Balloon Boy finding a sign underneath the chess table, and that ties in directly to the chess game animation and explains why the table fell over. I think some people want to know why it fell over of its own accord with Balloon Boy standing there. That's the reason. He was looking for a sign. So it's I thought that I didn't want to have like Balloon Boy pull it down, just be mean. I thought I wanted to have like an explanation for it, and having him lose a sign and find it was the perfect excuse. The camera angles, the way Bonnie and Freddy move here, and even the lighting, the way they're heavily shadowed against the walls, is almost a carbon copy of the chess game animation. I looked at that again and again, and I studied it closely in order to copy it directly to make it look like an actual, even that like nodding thing, to make it look like an actual integration of this animation into the last one. Now you don't actually see Balloon Boy pull the table down because it was too hard to animate. I tried to do it and I couldn't get it to look right. I'm a very lazy animator, okay? And yeah, I thought the animation wouldn't be complete without a little bit of conflict at the end there, the way that Bonnie's like shouting at Balloon Boy. You know, I had to do it. And oh, another thing that you might notice, by the way, is that Balloon Boy's constantly smiling. That's because this being a very old model of Balloon Boy, you can't animate his mouth, so he's constantly smiling. To make him like sad was very difficult. I'd like put his face down like that to make his mouth like slightly curved down. It was very hard, but you know, I made do. And finally, my main drive for making this animation, I forgot to mention, is all the hate that Balloon Boy's getting over the months of this game existing. He was a huge punching bag in the fandom. A lot of people were jumping on the bandwagon, so I made this animation to say, not everyone hates him. He is loved. Well, I don't really love him. I do respect him though. He's perfectly fine with me. I want to show people that yes, he does have fans. He's perfectly okay. He's cool. And yeah, Rush nonsensical ending aside, I am a big fan of this one. So there you have it. That was BB's Lost Sign. That was really thrilling and a breath of fresh air after the last slice, which is kind of awkward nowadays because it's, well, so close to home and very hard to watch. This one is brilliant. I love this one so much, and I'm going to watch it again and again. I can't believe I haven't watched for such a long time. I completely forgot how good this was. The next one though is what's the next one? Oh yeah, that's another favourite of mine. It's the Toy Chica one. That's hilarious. I'm gonna enjoy that one. Every second of it. I can't wait, and I hope you can't wait for it either. So I look forward to reacting to that one. I look forward to you watching that as well. So until then, thank you for tuning in to SolaceVision, and goodbye.